Um, so when he pushes into me, you'll see there's some sort of absorption that happens, okay? So I go this way, you see? Contrast is no absorption. I'm like a brick wall. Do you see that? Okay. That absorption can happen externally. You see I move back externally. That absorption can happen, a mixture of external and internal, so I didn't have to move back as far. And that absorption can be just internal too. Okay? And I'll show you what you can do with these. So, what am I absorbing to? I'm absorbing to the ground vector and outside of his power arc. Okay? So he's going to push, there's the ground vector, and if you don't move your feet and you try to push, just hold there, push hard. There, you see he reached the limit of his push. What would be the difference? I'm inside his arc power, I'm in here. You see? And we do the same thing, and I go push, and he's gonna displace me. Okay? You could do the combination. So that means that inside I'm relaxing, and his energy is going really to the ground very quickly. And because of that, I don't have to make another external movement back. So I do an external movement outside his power arc, and then I move into it, and I get to project him. Okay? So I can do it a mixture of the two. And I can do it with just internal, this way. It's just same thing, okay? So you're doing this technique, and a lot of you are staying in the power arc. So he goes to grab, and you're here, you see? And again, he's there, and if he pushes, he's still got a lot of oomph, okay? So when you do your deviation, it's got to be outside of that power arc. When he pushes, he's at it, full power, you see? So I'm moving, I'm out of it, and that's where I can come back, okay? Another way of looking at this is in your yin and yang. If you're inside his power arc, he's still in the yang phase, so you can't go back in. That would be a yang-yang clash, okay? So I move outside of that power arc, and then back in. Outside of the power arc, and then back in. Outside. Outside. So if you're inside the power arc, let's get to the question now. What are you adhering on? Well, if you're inside the power arc, you're not going to be adhering on anything, because you're going to go yang to yang, okay? And for the Aikido adhesion, you have to be at that neutral, that zero pressure. I'm not positive yang, I'm not negative yin, okay? So I got to get to this part where there's nothing left, and that's what I adhere to. What you adhere to? Whatever you touch. So I touch here, and I touch here, and that's what I adhere to. You bring it more external, and you're going to see I'm going to do less movement, meaning I am inside what appears to be his external power arc, but because I'm internally reconciling his energy, he's not really pushing on me, okay? So this would be a big movement, you see? Well, you can do the same thing with small movements. Then Deshaun's question. Bring them around. If you lust for the immediate down, you're actually behind. And he goes, boom, bring him around. And he is already at your hip, so when you come up, you'll have the trap already. This is also going to condition you better as it creates lateral torque in your body. This is no torque in your body. I got to hold my structure and bring him around. Leave the last step off. Watch. I'm not going to move his arm like that. I know it kind of looks like that, okay? But when I step up, I'm going to make another curve this way. So I went like this, and now I'm going to go like this. And when I do that, I'm going to get on the inside of his elbow, not the back and not the top. So I'll go slow, and you'll tap out when you don't like it. You see how I'm here? On the inside of his elbow, not moving around like this. I'm going to get on the inside. It's right here, okay? Then, Ikkyo. Here, inside. See how much mass I have on the inside. Inside, right here. Inside. You want to be able to snap. Here. So go slow, be responsive, and then now gonna be responsive like her. Okay, so the technique is gonna get tighter. It's all gonna get tighter on his body. It's not here. It was tight as he came around, and then it got loose. It's loose, and then it got tight. When you're employing these spirals, it's going to get tighter. So I haven't moved yet, and you'll tap when you don't like it. You see? You shouldn't even get to the end of the move. Okay? It's very much like side control. Right? If I have everything in place, you won't see the movement of the technique. You see? I don't have to have this big movement. I'm doing it wrong. Wrong. Hold. It's gonna get tight. But I can't get to the full stance. So if you want to get to the full stance, you're gonna have to release it a little. Or you'll never get there. Okay? But it shouldn't be all off. And then he's moving around on you. Boom. Boom. These changes or these continuations of that figure 8 pattern gets things tighter, not tight, loose, tight, loose, tight, loose. It's not like that. So we're gonna work on getting onto the inside. Because what a spiral allows me to do is I don't have to work on the XY. So although I'm on this side of his body, because I'm actually on the inside of his arm, I can go around to the other side. You see? Boom, boom. Here, don't move your hand. And I'm gonna go around this arm to the other side. I'm already on the other side. Boom. Pass the head mount, boom, bring the arm. And you'll sit on, I'm sitting on this other arm. I'm already on the other side of his body. Pass the head mount, here, off. His other arm is trapped under my Kiza. Already on the other side. Use your whole body, not just your arm. Use your whole body. head mount. Other side, go around his arm. He's on his other arm. Over on the other side. Go slow and control. Often when we come to the art, we can't see the spiral. We see curves, we see circles, we see two dimensionals because there's still plots on the XY axis. And the spiral belongs to the void, and our ego tripartite or our conscious mind really can't see that. We lose track of the spiral. If you've ever stared at a spiral, and after a while you're like, wait, is it going forward? Is it going backwards? Where's the end? All that kind of stuff. It gets us. And that's kind of what's happening in this technique as you guys do. So you're kind of like, it's two-dimensional. Down, down, and you're trying to, oh, you all right?
Yeah.
Okay, you're trying to go like that. And then it gets loose, okay? So instead, it should get tighter. So it's gonna get tighter as I'm going around it. So I won't loosen it as I go, and you're gonna see, he'll tap when he wants, you see? So I gotta loosen it. And I'm going around it. It's on this side of me, but I'm going to go around it to the other side of it, and then around it one more time, so it's back in front of me. I'm on this side. I'm going to get to the other side of it. And then I'm going to get back on the other side of it. Back on the other side of it. Not here. Back on the other side of it. Boom. So it stays in front of me. That's why it's a good drill. Okay? Just loosen it up as your uke shoulder needs to so you can practice working this spiral. Okay?